Hey, it's Tuba Billy. So, I had it happen to me. My 6-year-old daughter said she wants to be a boy. Now, if I was woke, if I was, if I had blue hair, well, if I had any hair, you can't see in this helmet, but I am bald. But if I fed into this gender ideology, I would say, oh my goodness, this is my chance, thinking behind her back. This is my chance to be famous. Hey, let's explore that. Why do you want to be a boy? Let's see. Do you want to wear boy clothes? Do you want to do boy things? Do you want to go to, sit in the boys' class at church? Do you want to do boy things? Do you want to do this? Do you want to change your names to your name to John? Do you want to go by he, him, or they, them pronouns? I could have done that. But instead, we said, oh, that's kind of silly, but you're a girl. Why do you want to be a boy? I said, so I can play with the boys. Because the boys were playing in the dirt and the mud. Well, you could be a girl and still play in the dirt with the boys. She said, gender dysphoria, trans movement solved. There goes my speaker again. Completely solved, 100%. At least, for a 6-year-old. The problem is we have all of these, Gen Zers and whatever this younger generation is going to be called, that have never been told no. They've always been placated to, said, let me get you whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. And they've really never been faced with disappointment. Well, my wife and I joke is that if you're going to be a member of this family, you're going to have to get used to disappointment. Our kids are disappointed all the time. It's like, you want Lucky Charms? No. You want to stay up late? No. You want to play on your tablet all day? No. And they whine and cry and moan. But we tell them, does that ever change our minds? No, it doesn't. So, you start it young. You don't feed into it. That's how we get to where we are today. By feeding into it and creating little spoiled brats who turn into teenage spoiled brats. Another way to solve it, teach them who they are. Help them to learn their identity before having a school say, you need to pick a label. I heard from somebody that their kid was being told at school, you need to identify as something. Are you trans? Are you bi? Are you pan? Are you straight? Are you what's your label? No. My kid's label is they are a son or daughter of God. And they are my son and my daughters. That's their identity. That's their label. The other part is social media. All this, they say, it's all a social construct. Race is a social, what do they say? Gender is a social construct. Well, yeah, gender ideology is a social media construct. And inventing 432 different genders wasn't really a thing until, I don't know, recently. We've gone through thousands of years of humans and two genders until really it really came out to light during the pandemic, when everybody was locked in home and the only thing they could do was get on social media. This is the downfall of a civilization. This is exactly what it is. And there are, those of us that are like, hey, here's the warning signs. But I don't think anybody's really going to listen. They're too worried about what other people think. They're too worried about being canceled. They're too worried about, their 15 minutes or 15 seconds sometimes of fame. Because, let's face it, people's attention spans, if they're not hooked in 15 seconds, they're gone. So you've got to stop feeding it. It's like, I think there's a Native American proverb, or I don't know, maybe it's just a story that somebody has told. There are two wolves inside every person, or something like that. There's an evil wolf and a good wolf. Which one, a light side wolf and a dark side wolf, however you want to say it. Which one will thrive? Well, whichever one you feed. So if you feed yourself a steady diet of, morality, then that's what you'll grow up to be. If you're feeding yourself a constant diet of confusion and stuff like this, then you'll grow up confused. Anyway, I could be completely wrong. I'm just some dumb biker talking about these issues as I ride my motorcycle. But on the other hand, I could be right. I could have the solution to solve the contention in the world, at least when it comes to this. But just my thoughts. You feed into it, that's what you get. Like that, the old saying, you reap what you sow. Well, if you're sowing these seeds of confusion and spoiled brattedness in young kids, we see what we get. And on that note, be excellent to each other. Tuba Billy signing out. God be with you till we meet again.